conditions. So again, if you are in Katy, in Cinco Ranch, anywhere areas basically in Fort Bend County or areas west on I-10, this morning, if you can, really slow down, pump the brakes, and do not try to attempt to get out just yet. Let some of the water recede. Let us get a good handle here on some of the roads. We've got crews out in the area all across Fort Bend County and from Cinco Ranch to Katy, also across portions of 290, and we'll really get a better handle on which roadways are passable, because we've had plenty of reports of high water spots at this point. We're talking about over a 24-hour period, maybe even over 8 inches of rain in some of these areas, and in a quick 3 to 4 hour period, we've had anywhere from 5 to maybe 6 and even 7 inches. So again, really, really heavy rainfall rates. Okay, live look at the radar. In fact, let me go back since we've got a little more time. We're off TV, and that's kind of the nice thing about this. What has happened is we have a boundary setting up, and we have warm, unstable air all across the area. You probably noticed that yesterday. It's really warm, it's really humid. And so as this boundary starts to work northward, as along with it, it's firing up these thunderstorms. What happens, you know, in Houston, Southeast Texas, when some of these thunderstorms fire up and they pretty much sit over the same areas, we're not able to see any relief, and that's basically what's happened. So let's take it from now Wharton County, and then again portion and all of Fort Bend County pretty much. Some areas though catching a little bit of a break. I-10 from Katy to Attucks this morning. Now some of these thunderstorms are lining up from Sugar Land, portions of the Med Center this morning right now, and even towards downtown, lining up all the way towards Humble and Atascocita. So now if you're tuning in, there may be areas on the northeast side where earlier this morning you didn't see the thunderstorm activity, but now you are. I took some of the lightning data off so we could really just get a better handle on the rain. We still have that flash flood warning in effect. That's issued by the National Weather Service, and it's been in effect since about 5:30 this morning. That's when we've started tracking some of those high water locations and the potential of. Then taking you across portions of 59 into 69. This is heading now northeast of town, away from town. These are the thunderstorms that we're sitting over 45. So they're shifting, but that boundary not really moving. And as long as that remains fairly stationary, really, so will the rain. So you need to keep your guard up throughout the day today for these high water spots. This morning I'm concentrating from Katy in the areas west and southwest of town, but pretty much throughout the afternoon. So this is a live look in Missouri City. I mean, look at the driving conditions, even over areas that are not under a flash flood warning. Low visibility this morning. So no matter what, it's a really messy start to the day. A live look from the Galleria, and visibilities have just continued to drop as now thunderstorms are pretty much overhead. So throughout the day today, we're going to get some breaks as far as these thunderstorms go. They're going to kind of work its way across. They're going to kind of work the atmosphere over, and we're not going to see as strong as storms, but we're still going to see capabilities of an isolated thunderstorm to an isolated downpour throughout the afternoon. Okay, take a look the last 3 hours. Some of these rain accumulations, can you believe this? Look at this. These are radar estimates. So the radar is estimating this, but over 4, 5, 6+ inches of rain here on the west and the southwest side. So again, that's why that flash flood warning is in effect. Let's get you through our future track, your hour by hour forecast. So thunderstorms continue to linger, but by lunchtime today, at least we're trying to indicate basically these thunderstorms are just going to kind of die out. So throughout the morning hours, you're going to see them weaken. But that water, it's going to take some time for it to recede. So where we're seeing high water spots this morning, you want you to, if you can, again, sit tight. You want to let that water recede, and it's going to take a couple of hours. Through the afternoon, an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm is possible. Then let's talk about your Friday, Saturday, Sunday forecast. Originally, we really thought we'd be able to get most of the rain out of here. It looks like this point, rain is actually going to linger. Now the chance, so the weekend is not a complete washout, but we are going to see the chance for an isolated shower, an isolated thunderstorm as we still have really unstable air in place. Temperatures are going to fall in line today with the 80s, similar to yesterday, and that's of course because of the rain. It just started so much earlier. I'll get back to the radar if you are just joining us this morning. If you weren't able to sleep, I get it. I get it. That we have seen really torrential heavy downpours across areas west of town. So again, earlier this morning, the immediate concern and the threat was from Cinco Ranch into Katy and all the way into Cypress and Jersey Village. Now what this has done is this has shifted as these thunderstorms are starting to kind of fire up and pop up here in town, northeast of town along this boundary. But this is probably still the area of concern as these high water spots really not going to see much relief until we really get a nice break of the rain. So keep your guard up through about 10, 11 o'clock this morning for these high water spots. And then starting around lunchtime, I think that's when we'll really get a nice break. And then a few thunderstorms by the afternoon, but not anything like what we've seen today. In fact, over the next couple days, we're not going to see anything like what we're seeing this morning. It's just this boundary has to completely work its way out of here. Well, all right. I guess that is the latest update. Now it is 7:38. We're going to continue to monitor the potential for these high water spots. We've got crews out in Fort Bend County. And of course, with any updates, we will let you know.